If you blinked, you missed it. You could have gone to a concert and gotten free contraceptives while there. Whew. I am Marco. Welcome back to In Between Sundays. Glad you're here today. If you would consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and supporting on Patreon, the link is in the description below. Today we're talking about Olivia Rodrigo, a famous singer a lot of little girls really love, and she made an impressively, ridiculously crazy decision to give out free contraceptives at her concert recently. Olivia Rodrigo's management bans abortion funds, though, from distributing contraceptives on Guts Tour. So if you were to just read this headline and know nothing, you would see this headline here and go, wow, what is this, some alt-right singer? Does she do her concerts with a Trump hat or something like that? Abortion funds invited to hand out supplies such as condoms and emergency contraception that shows must stand down, Rodrigo's team reportedly said. So, wow, look at that. I mean, she's against contraceptives being handed out at her concerts. Not really, actually. After inviting abortion funds to distribute contraceptive supplies at tour venues, Olivia Rodrigo's management has bowed to political pressure to put the handouts to an end, Jezebel reports. So here's what happened. They invited this abortion fund to come and hand out free contraceptives to anyone at her concert. And so that's what they did. And people found out about this, and people got very upset, and understandably so. So after all the outrage, they decided not to do it anymore. They had mass supplies for tonight's show in St. Paul, Minnesota. Confirms that the National Network of Abortion Funds relayed the instruction from Rodrigo's team. It will instead distribute buttons, stickers, beanies, and resource pages. So instead of giving out literal contraceptives to young women and young girls who are not women, not adults yet, they're going to give out some merch, beanie, stickers, and buttons. Pictures of condoms and emergency contraception handed out at shows have gone viral this week. This is what you got if you went to her concert here. Funding abortion it's a good idea, right? Here's a QR code for the abortion fund to support them. We can help you find abortion care. Text 855-458-0866, rightbyu.org. And then here's 2 boxes of the emergency contraceptive Plan B. Following the coverage of the St. Louis show, the NNAF wrote to local funds and cities where Rodrigo is headed to convey that the singer's management had prohibited them from distributing contraceptive supplies and lubricant. The issue management had told them was that young girls might obtain them. Oh, you think so? You think young girls? You really think that? It's almost as if... I'm just going to say it. I don't believe them. I don't believe that that's their reason. You know what I think their reason actually is they obviously are okay with this, but it has hurt their bottom line. This happens with major companies, and whenever there's a money-making machine, their bottom line is all that matters, way before their morality, whatever their perceived idea of morality is. This happened with Bud Light, the campaign with Dylan Mulvaney, right? It happens with all kinds of companies. They do this. People are upset. They pull the ad campaign. They do a complete 180. They bow to the pressure. Whatever they think is going to be the smoothest way to make money is the way they go about it. It's just the reality with so many of these massive money-making companies. Maybe not all of them, but so many of them. We can go on and on and on about this. In a statement to Pitchfork, Destiny Spaeth, the chair of Prairie Abortion Fund, expressed gratitude to Rodrigo for the opportunity to attract attention and funding. Our country lacks comprehensive sex education and accessible health care, so offering these items when we table at events is a way abortion funds work to bridge the gaps in our communities. Spaeth wrote, a young person taking a Plan B and a few condoms to store in their dresser drawer is universally a good thing. Universally a good thing. For notice this, a young person to do this. Again, they might say, oh, we're talking about young adults. But no, they don't just talk about young adults. They're talking about children too. Them doing this is universally good. I'll tell you why I have a problem with that. Spaeth added, abortion funds are more than the pledge to a clinic to pay for your abortion fee. We are navigators, collaborators, harm reduction advocates, disruptors, big thinkers, and a wealth of sexual and reproductive health resources. Our work has been exponentially harder since the Dobbs decision of 2022. Don't make it any harder for us. Let us do what we know how to do best. Community care. You notice that? Community care. Honestly, I would say it's more like community culling than it is community care. Now, you're probably wondering, Marco, what exactly is your problem with this? Is it the problem? Is it what? It might not be what you're expecting. So, I'm not a Catholic. I'm not opposed to every way that people use to mitigate against getting pregnant, right? I'm not opposed to that stuff. Not at all. I know Catholics are, but again, different belief system. I'm not there. I don't believe that. So, take that argument away right in the very beginning. This points out a couple of major problems in society for me. Number one, parents have no idea a lot of the time what their kids are doing. They don't raise their kids. Their kids are raised by the internet. They don't know what their kids are doing, so their kids go out there and they have these relations. They get pregnant. They have abortions, or they have babies, and then they set themselves for a financial failure because they had babies before they were married, before they went to college, all those kinds of things. That's a problem. Just the parents who are so derelict of responsibility, that is a problem in the lives of so many kids in so many ways. But here's the thing. And here's where I'm coming from. Me as a dad of 2 daughters, here's why I have a problem with this and would have a problem with this. I don't see it as your job to get my daughters ready for the sexual world. You're not their parent. I'm their parent and their mother is their parent. That's not your job. I don't care what abortion fund you're with. I don't care whatever you think is important for kids. No, they're not your kids. Those are my kids, dude. Back off. If I want you to teach my kids something, I will ask you to teach them this. And again, some parents are asking for their kids to be learned that. That's another thing. But for me, dude, back off. If I wanted to send my daughters to a concert, I'm sending them to a concert. But I'm not sending them for you to teach them ways that would be easier for them to engage in the sexual world that they're living in. That's not your job. Back off of my kids. I don't see how that's controversial. For you to tell them, hey, here's some stickers, here's some beanies, here's some merch, so that if and when you get pregnant, you can just go ahead and take care of that baby real quick, and we'll even pay for it. Back off of my kids. Not your job. Again, especially when it comes to kids. Especially when it comes to kids. If I want to send my 16-year-old daughter, I don't have a 16-year-old daughter, but if I had one to a concert, and again, knowing stuff like this really makes me hesitant, and I'm not just going to shield my kids from the world. I want to prepare them for the world that they're living in. Again, different conversation. But again, you're dealing with a bunch of kids here, and you know what? Notice what they said. For them to do this for kids, a young person, not a young woman, a young person taking a Plan B and a few condoms and storing their dresser drawer is universally a good thing. Dude, back off of my kids. I know what's best for my kids. I'll decide what's best for my kids. Back off of my kids. I get it. These people, they want to grow what they're doing. They really believe in what they're doing. Here's what I believe. I believe you should back off of my kids. I know I'm saying that over and over and over again, but that's such a disgusting overreach and misstep on the part of those people who are doing that. That's exactly how I see it. And again, also, this is a very serious and sharp rebuke to parents out there who are so incredibly clueless, unaware, and lazy about what their kids are getting into and who their kids are becoming. It's on you. It's absolutely on you. There are parents who go, well, I'm not going to teach them that, so someone's got to teach them that. Again, honestly, shame on those parents. I know parents a lot of the time are doing the best they can, but there's also a lot of parents that are just cutting so many corners. And so more abortions happen because of that. More kids get into this stuff because of that. And it's not a good commentary on the state of our society, in my view. But let me know what you think. Am I absolutely crazy? Do I have this completely wrong? I am genuinely curious. I really don't think I have this wrong. But I'm very, very curious. Let me know what you think about Olivia Rodrigo, the decision. Should they have kept it? Should they not have kept it? Did they do the right thing? Did they not do the right thing? Really, I don't believe that they took it away for moral issues. I think it just hurt their bottom line. They were scared that people would boycott her and her music, her concerts. She's on tour right now, like to August. So I think that's what it was about. I think they just try to do it in a softer way so that people would still keep their tickets and pay to go to those concerts and make her millions of billions of millions of dollars, because that's what they care about more than anything else. Those aren't the people that I look to for my morality. Let me know what you think. I love you. Jesus loves you. Let's talk about it. If we disagree, like the video, subscribe to the channel, consider supporting the Patreon in the description below. See you next time. Goodbye.